Hey everyone, welcome to Tech Thursday. My name's Dan, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Surface Duo. And this device, the first thing you're going to notice is how thin it is, with a USB-C connector on the bottom and your SIM slot on the right-hand side of the device. I've put in my phone SIM, and we're going to reset this for, I don't even know how many times I've done this, but we're going to go ahead and set up a Surface Duo here live. And the first thing I'm going to do with a Surface Duo is hit the power button. It has a fingerprint reader right under that, so I can enter my fingerprints and log on just from the right side. I can use it either in a folded mode for setup, or I can expand it and use both screens as I'm setting up the phone. The first thing I'm asked is what language I'm setting up. I'm setting this up in English. And then you're going to be asked, if you don't have a SIM in the phone, for setup on wireless. And I can bypass this because I already have a SIM in the device. It's going to say, are you sure you don't need an internet connection? And I'm going to say skip because I already have one with the phone service and data service. I have an AT&T SIM in here, but Verizon, T-Mobile work on the device. I can use location and allow scanning on the device. And I can see more information about my choices during setup. But one thing I really want to call out here is the first things that I'm going to do as I go through the privacy settings are I am going to decide how I set up this device for me. And I can set this up on a corporate environment by skipping both Google and Microsoft accounts, personal accounts, or I can decide that I want one or both of those accounts. So as I go through the privacy settings and I decide if I want to share my location, I can decide to protect my Surface Duo by setting up a PIN. The PIN is a default requirement, or sorry, request, not requirement. But once I set up my PIN, I'm going to be asked the questions about adding my fingerprint. So I can skip or add fingerprints at that point. And then the first thing that it's going to ask is what types of accounts that I want to use. It gives you a quick tutorial about using the device, and then let's go. During the let's go process, it's going to ask what kind of apps that I want to set up or what kind of access I want to set up. And because I have not logged in to the Play Store, for instance, the Play Store just says, do you want to sign in or not? And the same thing with Microsoft account access. If I go to something like Bing on the other screen, Bing's going to open and allow me to use it, but it's not authenticated as a Microsoft personal account. Well, the thing that I can do here is either set up that Play Store access, or I can go to my settings, and you'll notice I have things on here already, like Outlook and work access applications that I could set up just as they are on the device. So if you want to make this a work-only device, all you have to do is skip the Google and the Microsoft account settings during the setup of the device. If you want one or both of those, you set them up at the beginning, and you could always remove them later. So this is the setup of a Duo. The next thing that you'll notice is if you are familiar with Android, you're going to need to get used to these new gestures. The gestures allow you to take from the bottom and pull up to see all the running apps that you have on your Duo. And when you swipe down from the top, you'll see the different quick access areas. And if you swipe down again, you'll see a settings item here towards the bottom and a contrast bar at the top. So I can adjust the contrast on my device here at the top, but swiping down again at the bottom, I have settings. One of the first things I like to change, because I've been a long-time Android user, is under the system settings. So you scroll all the way to the bottom, and then you go into gestures. And you'll notice in the gestures, I have choices of what kind of gestures I use. One of those for system navigation is the default of the Microsoft gesture navigation, or I can switch it to 3-button navigation. The thing I like about this is then my bar in the middle actually takes me back to my home screens, and I have multiple home screens and I can set up more. And then the square to the right allows me to see all those apps, so I don't have to learn a new gesture to see all the apps that I have running. And then I have a back button on each screen that allows me to go back to the home screen or back out of an application. So that's a little bit about getting started with a Surface Duo. We'll record more of these and share them on Tech Thursdays, as well as other videos about using the Surface Duo in the future. I hope everyone has a great day. Thanks for joining me for Tech Thursday Live.